Alright, Smarter Prepping with Big Jack. I know this don't seem like prepping, but once again, to maintain, I call it suicide prevention, right? Suicide prevention is what? Well, you need to maintain good relationship with your family. If your family's planning a big family reunion, you need to do your part, right? So I was working here, I was thinking about you, my YouTube viewers, my YouTube fans, viewers, customers, friends, YouTube buddies, thinking about you. And I want to let you know, I'd like to let you know, you have to do what you have to do. And you don't look down on this. You don't ever say, oh, I don't want to do that. It's like saying if you have some kind of a latrine, some kind of ordinary restroom. I did a video on cleaning the restroom, right? That's what I'm trying to say. You got to do what you got to do. You don't back off and say, oh, I don't want to do that. It's like a small child. You have to act like an adult, right? And that's one of the biggest factors. One of the biggest things you have to learn if you don't already know it. Most of you probably already know, but in case you don't know, I'm just trying to demonstrate, here, how I married into this great family, really nice family. There's all different people, but in general, pretty good to me. The thing of it is I interact with the family. Like there's two of my wife's great aunts, great aunt this and great aunt that. Let's say Sue and Mabel, I won't tell you their names. Great Aunt Sue, Great Aunt Mabel. That's not their names, but as we interact with them, they're in their 80s. They're in their 80s. And I go ahead and I do the work. I get the things put together here. I get the things typed up. I did the word processing work on the computer terminal, right? On my ordinary desktop computer. You go into Microsoft. There's Microsoft Notepad, Microsoft WordPad. Just go to WordPad, choose my font. I like Palatino Linotype. Palatino Linotype, okay? Choose my font. And I work to make this, all the important information fit on one page, right? And that way, and then we got handwritten, I don't want to show you people's personal information. I hope you're not catching too much details. But the point is, I may have to edit that out if you actually see the addresses on here. I'm hoping you don't quite see the addresses. Otherwise, over here or something. But my point is, we need to. You got to do what you got to do. You got to step up, and that's why I show you as I cut up vegetables, cut up onions. I show you as I work hard. I will show you that worked on the pumpkin. You cut up that pumpkin. The pumpkin. It's after Halloween. The pumpkin, great big pumpkin, only costs $1. That's why I showed you that. You buy the pumpkin, you cut it up, you boil it down, you add butter, salt, and pepper, like Chef John at foodwishes.com. Make sure you load it up with butter. And so you got to do these things. Like I say, part of it I say is like suicide prevention, right? If I make both of these great aunties, these nice ladies, like I say, call her Sue, maybe both of them, Great Aunt Sue, Great Aunt Mabel, both of them, they say good things about me. Why? Because I do the work. I got this thing put together and printed up. I printed up just the one copy, took it down to the copy center, and the people did up 300 copies. We're sending off. We've already done well over 100. We're coming up on 150 that I've put in the envelopes. See all that stuff, the one sheet that we folded over, put the stamps on it, and we'll get some copies made of this here. It's about a hotel. See, we'll get some copies made. I say just the back side. Lay this out, 3 of these across the back side, face down. Put 3 of these face down on the copier and make 300 copies. I mean, make 100 copies. That gives us 300 of these, right? Take our scissors, cut them up. Point is, step by step, you don't have to go do all my homework on my computer to get this one page put together. Go to the copy place in town. There's a nice place here in Wichita, Kansas called City Blue. City Blue. Means City Blueprint Company. It's been around for a very long time. Nearly 100 years. And it's the best price in town for copies. 4 cents a copy? Best price in town. Okay, so what we're doing, we had to take the time to go downtown to City Blue, right? Submit our original, get our copies, and we took let's call her Great Aunt Mabel with us, because she had a checkbook that says the family, I don't know if you read the name of the family, but family reunion checking account. In other words, she's the treasurer, right? So she writes the check for the copies. See? So I mean, it's just great that we have this teamwork, you know. We make the aunties, and I know you look at all this, you think, well, why don't we just do email? Well, of course, going forward, yes. Starting next time, this is. By the way, I had to look up a new word, biennial. It's every other year means. The word for every other year is biennial, not biannual. Biennial. Biannual means twice in 1 year. Biennial means every other year. Never mind. If I was in charge of this, I would write this is 13th biennial, let's say it's 14th or 15th. If I'm in charge, I'd say let's say the 15th, every other year. I'd write every other year. That's why I do it. You know, so that you can't, there's no confusion what the heck, because to me, what does that word mean? I mean, but my point is, you got to do what you got to do. Even if we were going to do everything by email, you got to sit down at a computer terminal, and you got to put together a good email. And I guess you can have the same one go out to several people. You can do it much faster. I realize this, but you see my point. But I call it suicide prevention, to make sure if I made Great Aunt Mabel feel happy and Great Aunt Susan, both the great aunts, think, oh, that good old Big Jack.